I want to talk about a team that has been blazing high. You feel those fingers? It's on fire. And you know who's on fire? Donovan Mitchell and the Utah Jazz. The Utah Jazz are now at 11 wins in a row. Caleb, did you expect the Utah Jazz to win 11 in a row at any point this season? Or did you even expect them to be the team that has the longest streak of any team?
Absolutely not. There's no way. Like, if you would have told me after the first two games that at one point this year they are going to have the best record in the NBA, I would have laughed. I would have laughed at you and said, "No, come on." But no, they right now as it sits, they have what 15-4. They have the best record in the league. 11 straight wins. They are clicking right now, and they look really, really good. Gobert is playing really, really good. He's doing stuff that's not just blocking shots now. He's actually making a lot of passes. Did you watch the game the other night against Dallas? It was on ESPN or TNT.
Yes, I saw a little bit of that game. I thought that Dallas was just completely getting blown out the water, and Utah stepped it up. I believe Donovan Mitchell wasn't even playing that game, correct?
No.
Yeah, and they've been winning without Mitchell. And one thing I wanted to ask you, Caleb, is there any question right now whether Donovan Mitchell is the best player on that team? Because they look good without him. I mean, obviously it's early in the season, and they're beating up a beat up Dallas team that hasn't been playing very well. They also beat the Knicks this week, which the Knicks are kind of falling back to earth. But
Yeah.
hey, I mean that's still 3 wins in a row this week, and they've won two of them without Donovan Mitchell. So what do you think? Do you believe that maybe he isn't the best player on that team?
I still believe it's Rudy Gobert. I said it before and I'll say it again. I still think he's the best player on that team. Come playoff time, though, it'll have to change because we know that Gobert yearly gets played off the court in the playoffs. But as far as it goes right now this season, I'm still sticking with Rudy Gobert being their best player. I know it's a hot take, but I really like him. But at the same time, Mitchell, whenever he does play, is just absolutely on fire right now. I've This is probably the hottest he's looked in a non-bubble setting. You know, the Mickey Mouse setting. It's a little bit different. We got guys like TJ Warren putting up 40 points per game. So yeah, we don't really look at those numbers too much, but right now, this is probably the best he's looked in his NBA career.
I agree. And one thing I want to say about that was you can tell who fired that team up and who really fired Donovan Mitchell up. That was Shaq. Because as soon as Shaq made those
No,
plans,
it was
they were,
COVID.
they were already on a streak. And then all of a sudden, they decided to pick it up even more. One player that you mentioned earlier this year as your sixth man of the year was Jordan Clarkson. And Jordan Clarkson has been playing out of his mind lately. He's been averaging 17.9 points per game, 2 assists a game. He's not a guy that's really going to play make, but he's a guy who will score the ball, and he's been doing it in 25 minutes. So I thought he's played extremely well. And another guy that I think is playing really well now is Boyan. Boyan Bogdanovic is playing a lot better. He started off the year struggling a little bit, trying to find his role. He missed the bubble last year. He was out with an injury. So it took him a little time to kind of find his rhythm. But now I think Boyan's playing really well. I think your guy, Jordan Clarkson, is playing really well. And he could easily win that sixth man of the year now because, hey, if Jordan Clarkson is playing this good, I don't know any other six man that can keep up with him. There, guys like Lou Will have been struggling. You have guys like Montrezl Harrell who have been decent, but he hasn't been great. And you have other guys like Serge Ibaka who has been very nice with the Clippers, but not at the level Jordan Clarkson's been.
Mhm.